So that's the frets all done. You're not going to see that very well, but they look pretty good. Look pretty good. I think they'll do well. So I'm going to pop the neck off and in a minute, and fit a shim just to bring the neck up, the neck angle up a little bit, so we've got a little bit of leeway on that bridge to get the action down a bit. So I use these. This is a clip for FP200 cable. On a telly or a strat, it's exactly right. It's straighten it out, and then you've got the two holes at the end. This is slightly large, so I'm going to have to drill another hole in it in the right position. So first you've got to pop it out of its thing, and I'll show you what there is underneath. There you go. So that's what you end up with. Piece of copper. About, what, I don't know, 1/2 mil thick, something like that. So flatten that out, make the fit, put it under, that'll do the job. I know that'll send the purists screaming, but works fine. Okay, so I'm going to pop the neck off, and then we'll offer that up and see what we've got to do. Okay, so about there, so it makes the hole about there. Okay, so I'm just going to drill a hole in this and then we'll put it back together. Okay, so the shim is cut to length and drilled. I will, let you see it, I'll pop it in where it needs to go. It's going in the top section there. Can't really see that very well. It's going there. I'm going to change the camera angle and then you will be able to see. So it's going in there. So just put a couple of screws in partially so they're just protruding. Okay, they're just about there. That one is. Let's pop this one in. Okay. Hold it in a little bit. Oops. Okay, so I've wound the screws in so they're just about in place. Lay the body down. So there we go. Wind them in a little bit. Can we see that all right? Not really, can we? Stupid arms in the way. wind them in a little bit. Hopefully that's done enough. To raise that neck angle a little bit so we can, so we've got some adjustment on the bridge. That's what we're aiming for. I don't know if we've done that. We won't really know if we've done that until we sort of string it up, I suppose. Run a straight edge along it. See where that sort of sits. Yeah, maybe do that. Yeah, not sure if that has raised it very much. Put the bridge back on, I can just run a straight edge down it and see. Okay, I don't know how well we'll see this, but I've got a guitar string here. That certainly looks a lot better than it did. We'll see what it does when it's all strung up, but I think, yeah, that might be enough. Yeah. Yeah, that certainly looks better. So we'll go with it for now. And see what we think. Just going to pop all these off. Okay, pop all these off, and then I'm just going to go over it with a little bit of a compound, a little bit of cutting compound. Just to give it a little bit of shine back, and then some polish. Okay, pop my apron on for this. Done this before. Okay, it's looking shinier and shinier. So I'll give it another go with some, I've got 3 levels of compound, cutting compound, that's the biggest one. I'll go again with the smallest one, I think, the mildest, and got the correct cap on, obviously. And go from there. So I'll show it to you at the end. Yeah, so the tuners are a little bit loose by and large, so I'm just popping these covers off. Which you do by just taking the little fixing screws out. The screws that hold the covers on are the screws that fix them down. So just pop the cover off. And you can see a little screw inside there. Don't do them too tight, but just tighten them up a bit. And there you go, that's all good. Then just pop the cover back on. Well, they're not great tuners, to be honest, but you know, they'll probably suffice, I would imagine. Yeah, that was a bit loose, so I've tightened the one up, so that's the last one. Cover off. Okay, so that's your little screw just there. Give that a little turn. There you go, back in business. I say they're not great tuners, but if Chris wants them changed, we can change them. If they keep the guitar in tune, then probably that's fine. There's a couple more little jobs I'm going to do before I restring it. I'm going to condition the neck. And while the oil's just soaking in, I'm just going to have a quick look at the nut and give that maybe a little bit of a clear out. Okay, lemon oil. So just leave that to sort of soak in, and we'll take the excess off in a little while. So we have these. Don't know if you've seen these, but a set of 6 of these, based around the string size. So this is 10 to 46. Other sizes are available. Wrap a bit of 800 grit paper round and just run that through the slot. That's 10. $13. $17. Just run it through a few times. No great pressure applied to it. Just let it clear the slot out. Make sure it's as good as can be. That one was 26. This one's 36. And 46. Just make sure there's no gubbins in there. The nut doesn't cut particularly badly or particularly well, really. Sort of fairly indifferent, but we'll see if it holds tune. If it holds tune, then we're laughing. Okay. Getting rid of the lemon oil. It's looking pretty good. So now I'm going to string it. I don't suppose you need to see that particularly. So when it's strung, we'll start having a look at the action and one thing and another. I'll get it restrung and come back to you.